That is nice. Well done.
This elliptical coil's been good to me.
Yeah.
The HF2 coil from XP for your XP Deus HF2. Now if you want to know the specifications of this coil, just jump over to the XP YouTube channel where I've done an in-depth review. But today it's out testing and we're on an iron infested site. It's just been rolled and seeded, conditions are perfect. How will this high frequency elliptical coil unmask those little targets hiding amongst the nails? So my plan is to use the general program which XP recommend for about half an hour, and then I'll switch to the Detector program, and at the end of this video I can give you my thoughts and how we can adjust settings to get the best out of this high frequency elliptical coil. Low conductor 42, 44. Okay, what do we got here? Well, it's something, not sure what. So what I want to do is, I've just been attacked by a wasp. So what I want to do now is do 3 passes all with different working frequencies and see if the machine will give us the necessary information in order to decide what frequency to use. So first of all, the lower frequency, which is 29 kilohertz. I think there would be all right. Okay, 29 kilohertz, still in the general program. There's a signal there, we'll come back to that. .29 kilohertz, we got some good feedback there. So let's go to the middle one, the middle working frequency, 53 kilohertz. There's that signal. I don't know about you guys, but I think that was a little bit more livelier. Here we go, 88 kilohertz. So, as we thought, the higher frequency introduces more traffic to your ears, doesn't it? There's a lot more going on under the coil. But is that a good thing? Is that too much information? Would you be better off using a lower frequency and having the machine a little bit more settled? But I think what the machine is doing, it's doing its job. It's finding you those signals, and it's up to you to really decide whether to dig or not. So I'd say if I was working a very small patch where there's lots of potential targets, then the higher frequency would be a good move. However, for general searching, could be a little bit difficult. But of course, this is going to change depending on sites and your target requirements, isn't it, really? But for me, I think on this field today, 88 kilohertz is going to be a little bit too high. I'm going to go middle for diddle, 54. And here's that target we saw doing that test. Coming up at 49, 50. Could be a part of a broken Roman coin, I suppose. Don't really know. What do you guys think? We see Paul's using the Deus 2. What, you got the 9-inch coil there, Paul?
9-inch back coil, yeah. With the
Techna program.
Techna program, just a little bit of adjustments on it. Yeah, he's gone down to maximum 24.
Yeah.
Took one up to 40. Iron volume 5, reactivity up to 4.
Wow. Okay, let's go on to the Techna program and see if we need to make any tweaks to this HF elliptical high frequency coil. Iron. Oh, that's livened it up a treat. Look at that. I don't know what frequency it's defaulting on. 53. Lot more going on now. Is that a good thing? I don't know. I personally, I like a lot of information. That's coke. I like a lot of information coming through. But you guys might like a bit more of a quieter life. Oh no. 71. Another coin, look. Another coin, can't believe it. Let me take my gloves off and have a look. There you go. That is quite a good little Roman actually. I think I'm going to stick with the Techna now because I feel so much more at home with all that feedback coming through. So what about the really higher frequencies, the 90 kilohertz in multi-frequency and 120 in Deus mono? What advantages are they going to give us? I know they're great for searching for little nuggets in difficult ground, but I'm yet to find a reason to use those extremely high frequencies here in the UK. But as soon as I do, I'll let you guys know. Oh, that's huge, massive. 80. That is a big target. Which is good. This is finding small and large targets at those 53 kilohertz, I think it is. Come on, be something good. Oh, no idea what that is. Could be some sort of, do you know what, it's a small crotal bell. That's amazing. I can't ever remember finding one of those. So what advantages can these elliptical coils offer, especially on the XP Deus 2, whereas we are already finding tiny little targets with that 9-inch coils, aren't we? But I think the form factor will allow you to get close to structures and in difficult areas, and being multi-frequency, it will cancel out difficult ground. You can also use this on Deus mono, so you've got up to 120 kilohertz in Deus mono, and I think there's a lot of people going to find good uses for these added frequencies. You've got a smaller coil, you've got a smaller footprint, therefore it sees less ground. So when you're searching an ancient site, you can go out with confidence knowing you've got the best you can get on that particular soil, because the smaller form factor will really get in between those iron targets. The reactivity can play a very important part. If you want to make yourself a wider footprint, just lower the reactivity to 2 or even 1.5, and that will make the coil a lot bigger in theory. Let's come back to that one. I've got a target. Another tiny piece of lead, look. So by using a lower reactivity, you can theoretically give your machine a wider footprint. And the same applies. A smaller footprint, a faster reactivity. Coming up about 45, another one of those little short signals. It's out. Oh, I can see what it is, it's a button. Little button, look. That's no button. That is no button. That's a skeet. A Saxon skeet. Paul, come and have a look. I thought it was a button.
Oh, lovely job. That is a skeet.
Is it? Yeah.
That's lovely, mate. Yeah.
Coming at about 45, so it was a low conductor.
Tracker, that's a nice one, look.
Isn't it? Yeah.
It's lovely.
Well, Paul's still drooling over that coin. Look at him.
What can you do? Something like that comes up, you got to drool.
And do you know what? I didn't even have to work for it, did I? You saw it, guys. Just a really bright signal, a little scuff over, a little dig, and there it was. So far, I think this little coil's performed really, really well. It's working with the Detector program, so if you've got a custom program with your Deus 2, I'm pretty convinced it will work with that as well. You shouldn't need too many tweaks. Frequencies, I found the 50 kilohertz work really well on this site. The higher frequencies, I don't know if I'll have a use for them, but you guys probably will. So if you do, why not post in the comments below? It'd be good to hear from you. So I'm sure we'll have plenty more XP Deus 2 with the elliptical coil videos coming out very, very soon. As soon as the crops start coming off, this is where this coil's really going to pay off. Plus I want to do some water hunting with it at some point, and that'll be interesting. So anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hang out with the cool kids on the Skill School, like, subscribe and all that sort of thing, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.